Simon Sinek, Leaders Eat Last, Why Some Teams Pull Together and Others Don't. Embark on an insightful journey through the pages of The Leaders Eat Last, Why Some Teams Pull Together and Others Don't by Simon Sinek, as we explore the underlying biological reasons for leadership and group dynamics. Hormones like dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins have shaped human behavior and society for millennia. In this book's summary, learn how a sense of safety and trust in a group is paramount for progress and how leaders bear the responsibility to create and maintain this circle of safety. Discover the impact of corporate culture on the workforce, the perils of abstraction and addiction to performance, and the vital qualities that true leaders possess.
The role of hormones in creating societal hierarchy. Hormones have played a significant role in creating societies with clear leaders and followers. This is because, aside from helping us survive, hormones such as dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins control our emotions and behavior. These hormones, which evolved over time to better equip us for survival, continue to affect us today. For example, dopamine rewards us with happy excitement, while endorphins mask exhaustion and pain as physical pleasure. Such hormones have helped create a clear distinction between strong and weak individuals in society, with hunters occupying prestigious roles in hunter-gatherer societies while weaker members have lesser roles like gathering fruits. Additionally, hormones promote cohesion among weaker individuals, through serotonin, or oxytocin-based warm feelings. Thus, hormones affect physical, emotional, and social aspects of our lives. In safety we trust. Living in a group offers protection from threats, enabling us to focus on progress. Leaders create a circle of safety by prioritizing group values and beliefs, thereby building trust and inspiring progress. Humans have always found themselves in danger, with prehistoric times a particularly challenging period. From predators to disease outbreaks, humans had to protect themselves on all fronts and ensure they had food and shelter. Survival in these times was entirely dependent on self-preservation. Nowadays, living in groups provides a sense of safety. It allows people to concentrate on making progress, free from the burden of constantly avoiding threats. Since our brains have evolved to prioritize safety, we have a fundamental need for security, which influences our decisions. However, safety in a group setting doesn't magically appear. Leaders are responsible for creating a circle of protection around community members. This circle of safety is built on common shared values and beliefs, forming a bond between members, enabling a pooling of resources that allows for progress. A leader determines the extent of the circle of safety, and how much trust is present within it. Some leaders, like Bob Chapman, have radically expanded the circle of safety. He helped create a safe and trusting environment at Hazen Sandiacre, to the point where employees freely shared company goods and services, and transferred paid vacation days amongst themselves during times of personal crises. Living in a group has been a crucial survival strategy since prehistoric times. With safety as a priority, leaders can help capitalize on this strength by creating a circle of safety built on shared and common values. This creates trust, allowing for the pooling of resources, boosting progress, and achieving goals. The importance of company culture. A company's success is not only measured by profits but also by the culture crafted by its leaders. This culture influences the values, behaviors, and standards of employees at all levels. The history of Goldman Sachs indicates how a change in leadership can drastically alter a company's values and priorities. Leaders determine the company's culture, which ultimately affects everyone within its hierarchy. The story of bravery shown by employees during a terrorist attack at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel highlights the power of a culture that prioritizes guests' interests over profits. The next parts of the book will delve into the consequences of bad leadership. The perils of emotional distance in leadership. As a leader, one's responsibility stems from empathy for their team. The less emotionally connected one becomes to their team, the more likely they are to make decisions that harm others. This can lead to abstraction and prioritizing personal interests over others. The Milgram experiment and the Titanic disaster are examples that highlight how physical and emotional distance can have horrific consequences. As a leader, it's crucial to maintain a strong connection with one's team to avoid making callous decisions. Selfishness and Dehumanization in a Globalized World. The book highlights how prioritizing profits over people can lead to selfish behavior and the dehumanization of others. The author uses the example of baby boomers' self-centeredness and their support for Reagan's decision to fire striking air traffic controllers. The book shows how modern technology and the vast scale of businesses have made it easier to see people as abstractions rather than individuals with their own needs and wants. This mindset can have disastrous consequences, as shown by the 2009 Salmonella outbreak caused by the Peanut Corporation of America knowingly delivering contaminated peanuts to maintain its profits. The biological roots of addiction. Addiction is not limited to substances like drugs and alcohol. Dopamine, a chemical in our brain, is now linked to an addiction to performance, fueled by the need for quick results rather than long-term goals. This addiction has led companies to focus on short-term gains, ignoring the cost to stability and long-term consequences. Technology exacerbates the issue by offering a quick fix that triggers dopamine. To balance this, we need to prioritize serotonin and oxytocin-driven activities, like volunteering and building relationships. True leadership emerges when leaders prioritize long-term values over short-term gains. The importance of integrity and bonding in leadership. A good leader is someone we can trust. Trust is established through a foundation of honesty and integrity, which means leaders must be forthcoming about their mistakes and take responsibility for them. Ralph Lauren Corporation, for example, took responsibility for its Argentine branch's involvement in bribery and gained the trust of its customers and employees. Once leaders have established trust, they need to maintain it by bonding with others. A lack of bonding can have negative effects on leadership, as seen in the U.S. Congress, where members no longer communicate daily and have resulted in some of the lowest approval ratings in history. Ultimately, a leader's skills and expertise may help them excel, but it all comes down to their integrity and ability to bond with others. Leaders eat last. Leaders serve and inspire their followers by setting a vision for the future. They prioritize the needs of their community over their own. Bill Gates, for example, wanted to put a computer on every desk, and this vision ensured that Microsoft remains a major force on the market. True leaders understand that their duty is to serve the people that follow them. In times of crisis, they use all their personal resources for the good of the community. This principle takes on a quite literal form in the Marine Corps, where the most senior members always receive their meal last. The true meaning of the term leader is to lead people in a certain direction, showing them the path and giving them a purpose to walk on it. And on that path, the leaders need to follow last in line to ensure that every member of the group makes it to the end.
As we reach the end of this summary, we're reminded that true leadership goes beyond skills and expertise. It's about integrity, bonding, and having a clear vision for the future. Great leaders understand the importance of empathy, transparency, and honesty in nurturing trusting relationships within their circle of safety. They earn their privileges through selfless service and dedication to the well-being of their followers, even in times of crisis. This book teaches us that leaders must create a purposeful path for their team and walk alongside them, guiding and supporting each member to the finish line.